at least combination-wise. Going into game number 2, TNC on the play, NXPE EVOS. They have red side advantage. They can amend what happened in game number 1. They can learn from that. TNC taking out the 1-1 and the Masha, very much like game number 1. NXPE EVOS, it's first the Eve and then the Lilia. Still 2 for 2, same.
Yeah, there's not really much changes here, but I think we should consider Valentina for NXPE. First pick on TNC as well. You can kind of expect that already.
Yeah, if NXP don't ban out this Valentina here, which they don't
care.
I think right now their plan is gonna be, okay, if TNC are gonna first pick the Valentina, we're gonna adjust to it. But TNC can also think like that. What if NXP open up the Valentina because they're ready for it? So TNC will think twice about first picking the Valentina. But why would you not? Why would you not?
Nope.
Yeah, because right now the Valentina doesn't really have like a straight up answer.
Yeah.
It needs a set of answers, not just one answer.
There is no good trade. If you try to answer back a Valentina, at least in this current metagame, you're the one who's playing to their strength. You're the one who's answering back. So now it's TNC's game to lose. This is their house. And the NXPE EVOS has to play by the rules unless they have another answer, unless they have something else. Let's see. Is it still going to be the Karina?
No.
Yeah.
Ooh, they take the lane.
Interesting. Because one way to answer the Valentina is to draft more physical heroes who don't rely on scaling ultimates. And again, heroes who don't have really good ultimates that you can take, who like have transforms. So NXP is doing just that here with the first 2 picks at least. But again, it forces your draft to go into some sort of fashion.
It steers you away. I don't know.
You don't want that.
Oh, God.
Oh,
TNC
so
picks up the Lolita, a Benting special. Dude, he has not played a different hero since last week.
And the Karina as well. TNC is getting everything.
It's the SD special.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The DS on SD.
Oh,
This is where it started, right?
That's what we're gonna see. Are Valentina and Karina sisters? I just realized they have very similar color themes.
No, Valentina's
they
human.
could.
Valentina's human.
Oh, Karina's an elf.
Yeah.
Karina's a dark elf-ish
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out. It's really cool, the thematic colors there.
It
But
really does.
for NXP, I wouldn't blame them if they're considering picking up oh wait, no, they can't pick up a Paquito.
What about?
Yeah,
Okay,
they'll go use
we'll
Zhong
see it again.
I was thinking, if Paquito won't get banned here in the next phase, that it could have come out in the first phase, but then since NXP already picked up the Ling, okay. So NXP take away the Dairoth, don't want to give that to Cram. It might be a similar picture again of how they're gonna ban things out, but you can't focus banning out Cram here because you already know the Valentina is gonna be there for TNC onto the hands of Cram as well.
About Esme though, what's up with not really focusing on that too much here? I think we can still see it getting banned out.
Can make like game number 1. Again, NXPE EVOS, they so far have just only traded out the Ling for the Karina. I don't know how that's gonna play out for them because game number 1, right? Remember, they were on the Karina, they could have gone fast, but they couldn't stop SD. Now, if they're the ones who has to scale, will they flourish in that position?
There you go.
Yeah, wait, okay, they're still focusing Cram. NXP, are they gonna 4th pick Selena again?
Oh, this is literally the same thing!
Yeah, because TNC, if they pick up the Selena, then that will make the plans of the Jawhead different. Will they pick up the Matilda?
All right, interesting.
TNC can pick up the Selena.
Yeah, this is an El Piso special, a NXPE EVOS pocket pick ever since pre-season 9. So expecting great things from this. There's a lot on the back of El Piso on this Matilda. TNC, what are the calls? Selena, maybe?
Yeah, Selena, but
Selena's pretty good.
yeah, they already have good wave clear on the Valentina. They can make that X lane again. They can make Selena mid lane, and then for their gold lane, they can pick up a marksman or go Paquito again. I wouldn't blame them.
Yeah, with the Yu Zhong, you gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love it. There's a potential for deny as well on that marksman if ever they go for it. They have to think about Donut's pull as well.
Selena Paquito, come on. That doesn't sound like, is it? Oh, no, it's Brody.
Brody.
Okay.
Brody,
Still.
with his new skin coming up, the Alchemist.
Ooh.
There you go.
Okay. More traditional set here for TNC. They're going to put the Toms on Cram, and they're going to put the Valentina on the hands of Escalera.
Back on the mid.
A little more dive orientated now TNC is. Next play Evos, we're waiting for Donut. What's he got?
Bea?
Yeah, looks like the best option here. They can...
What about Vey take a Paquito? What does that look like?
That might actually be okay, but the Toms is going to be a big wall to go up against. There's a lot of tankiness. Marksman will be good. You're going to need to match it. Oh, whoa! I did not expect
It's been a while.
I did not expect this.
Who does expect the Alice anymore?
We've seen Alice literally X times.
0 times.
No,
Yeah.
you can count in your hand, one hand, the number of times we've seen Alice in Season 9. I remember clearly at least once Super Marco played it.
Three
There you
times
go.
we've seen it this season.
Exact number. So,
Wow.
Or 4.
but the times that Donut has played it, that's I think
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Donut is a marksman specialist.
He is.
This goes way deep, maybe in his amateur career, if he really had a solid Alice, though.
Yeah.
APE sports fans, just chime off in the comment section, in the chat, if this is something that Donut plays. But
Pretty sure last season when Alice was like a really big goal pick, maybe.
when Alice was the hotness. But right now, another look at the lineup.
Still is.
TNC, I love what they're bringing. Next play Evos, though, a little bit everywhere, especially with that last pick, Alice. But again, is this an answer to the dive-oriented lineup that TNC has? We're about to find out. Welcome to the Land of Dawn. Game number 2. TNC at match point. This is step 1 on their journey to securing the upper bracket, or maybe even getting number 1, finishing Season 9 regular season at that top spot. Here we go. Yasuo on the Brody, and look at this, Ben Things making sure that SD takes his orange safely.
Yeah. Maybe bend things on the defense, just proc some of that passive, make him suffer if he wants to go for the deny.
All right. Was that, did that work the way I thought it did? Did you see that? SD user retribution and it hit the Rock Ursa.
Yeah, I mean, he still got his orange buff, but oof. There we go. Cadenza goes down.
Punished by Escalera.
Yeah, that was a lot of stuff to do for a little bit of a denier or a slowdown here, which goes to show it's a statement to what how well TNC fought about that Cadenza pick, where they kind of expect a draw ahead, so they have a few heroes on the mid that can make him suffer if he tries to go for something tricky.
Oh, flicker in by Cadenza. Yasuo answers back. Not enough firepower on that Alice this early on.
Yeah. I think it would have worked better if, you had a marksman that had more basic attacks, but at least NXP were able to force out the flicker. Next key rotation for NXP might be for the top lane. I think they're going to put a lot of focus here onto Yasuo. But now TNC, they have their eyes set on pressuring Donut yet again. So both teams right now are just respecting the fact that you can't allow the gold laners to freely farm. Because to answer your question, Leo, the Alice as an answer to the dive comp of TNC, Alice getting picked up by NXPE makes them a dive comp as well. They're not going to be backline dependent. They're going to be the ones who can be aggressive. And because of all the sustain that you have, the healing from the shield provided by the Matilda, the healing, natural healing of the Yuzhong and the Alice, the lifesteal, that's a very strong, slow front-to-back play style as well. So if you're not going to be the type to dive it, you're going to be the type to fight the team fight slowly. But since you have a lot of lifesteal and damage, you could actually take it to TNC, and on paper, theoretically, the NXP lineup makes a lot of sense.
And if they do fall behind, they have some pretty good wave clear, at least in the early game, in the late game.
Yeah.
So that's a big change from what we saw last game, where they didn't really have a contingency plan, to go for super clear. So that's a good change, at least for NXP.
To be fair, gotta give credit where credit is due. Next play, Evos. Did you see that? Donut scored the Clock of Destiny in under 3 minutes, despite the rotations over there. So, kid can farm.
Yeah, that's good stuff here. Again, they can that speeds up the timeline here for the Alice to actually get into gear.
This is exciting stuff. To be fair, we all scratched our heads when the Alice was picked up, but if it's farming this fast, that's going to put TNC on a different clock.
Clock, though, is definitely taking still for NXPE. Got Ben things as well in SD, getting ready to fight. They are levels ahead. They try to go for that, but they spot out Cadenza. Sides against it.
Yeah, playing it slow. Both teams trying to find an opening right now. MP getting pressured. He'll be sent back. He'll be forced to go home. And that is a
Tempest of Blades.
Tempest of Blades on the Valentina. Last time I saw that, I think it was Flap who did it for Bren. But yeah, you get the escape. It's a good mobility for a Valentina as well.
Sagitnu here forced to use the Black Dragon form to retreat. SD can smell his man. Goes for the jump. Punished underneath tier 2. Sandwiched by Cadenza and El Piso. That's a kill for NXPE Evos.
Yeah, once again, NXPE do have that skirmishy composition again. Pretty similar to what they did last game. And it's working out a little bit better here. Just because of, you know, good decision-making by Cadenza specifically.
This is something that Cadenza clearly has over his counterpart in Renegade. Very good at spotting out most plays this early on. More for baits, I think. Because look at this.
Look at that. Forces SD. Go for that really awkward Tempest of Blades.
Much as I love the Hitman, that's definitely a Cadenza way of playing.
Absolutely.
Wait, who took the turtle? Where'd it go?
First turtle went to the side
Seems
of
to be TNC.
TNC.
Yeah,
And
they
the
got
second
shield.
TNC still.
Yep, second
Wow.
TNC still. They have the shields around them right now.
All right.
Now NXPE just, again, doing everything they can to hold on to the side lanes because they're pressuring down bot here. Let's see who'll get the first tower of the game.
Donut and El Piso.
Oh!
Guiding winds to help lock in the Ode. But again, TNC much faster on the trigger. Down bottom. There's a kill up top, but it's traded for down bottom. Wow, 1-for-1!
Yeah,
Cross the
Delayed
path.
damage. Where'd that come from?
that was. I think that was Shaw Essence, wasn't it? Yeah.
From his corpse? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems to be.
All right.
So, interesting stuff.
Oh
Donut.
no!
Donut.
Donut goes down. Venting charging up the Numenon Blast just for good measure. May have overestimated the amount of sustain an Alice has at about 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we are seeing less and less of the Alice when it used to be so prevalent. It just gets scaled out.
Oh,
or
Cadenza
outscaled.
with the conceal play. El Piso mere steps away. Calls it off. Not enough firepower here just yet because MP the King needed to recall, needed to go home. What are they going to see?
Whoa.
Ventings here in the Y bush. Bottom lane pushed by Yasuo.
Oh my goodness, I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but that was like 3 hits from the Brody. It's like big chunks.
What's he
of
got on
3.
him? Blade of Despair?
Blade of
Probably,
Despair,
yeah.
Either Blade of Despair and maybe he also rushed the Malefic Roar at this point. Yeah, it doesn't have the effect anymore in the turret damage, but that's still great raw physical damage. Nope, yeah, just the Blade
The
of Despair.
POD and the sword. So
And the
maybe
sword.
that's why the damage output is pretty good.
Yeah, still on the way to the Malefic Roar. By the way, Cram's first item was actually a Molten Essence, and then he picked up the Dominance Ice. Interesting choice there. Very tanky built Toms that we're seeing on the hands of Cram.
I think that's a third uncontested turtle here. Going over the TNC, signaling that we could see them kind of skyrocket here with a lead.
Yeah. Donut, though, gonna have to answer back on an equally sustainable hero in Cram's Thams. Recalling here the Alice. Let's look at the items. Huh, Calamity Reaper.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I mean that was always been like the favorite second item pickup for Alice for the pros.
The huge. Oh,
huge.
wait.
Uh-oh.
Team fight up top, breaking out. Donut gets caught out by a Tempest of by the Numenon Blast, and then gets hit by a torn apart memory. That happened so fast, I lost my words.
I don't think they even needed that torn apart memory. He was just Donut was just evaporating.
He was gonna go down anyways.
It really was. So overall, again, SD's a little bit more sustainable now on the Karina. Like even this trio can't really do anything about it.
Yeah. Barely needed the Dance of Blades there for him to survive. The immunity was enough. Mind you, that was 3 members of NXPE Evos.
Yeah, and this is going to be bad news for NXPE because that's already a Genius Wand in the hand of Escalera and a Malefic Roar in the hands of Yasuo. How well have you been able to build your defensive items, NXPE? That's the biggest question for them.
Cadenza commits a flicker, only be answered back by Tempest of Blades and a Numenon Blast. What an expensive disengage from TNC. But it's going to be well worth it. They go ahead and threaten the orange steel. Here comes SD. Retribution away. MP the King can only watch as his buff goes bye-bye.
Again, Donut not really ready to fight yet. Same with MP the King. They are trying to stave off the attack as much as they can. You can see the levels are just not optimal right now. TNC is ahead at every lane.
Oh my goodness. TNC. They can keep this lead up. They just can't commit a big mistake.
Bendings with a Numenor Blast from behind the purple buff wall. MP the King struggling. He's starving. He needs this purple buff. Will he be able to take it? Answer is yes. Didn't even need to use the Retribution. So a little bit of breathing room for NXPE EVOS. But all this time, of course, TNC's always up to something. They take this level 1 Lord.
At 9 minutes, it looks really, really good for TNC. Now, NXPE, their win conditions are starting to really get a little bit harder to see here. Like, specifically for scaling, MP the King and Donut. But so far, Sagito, Elpiza, and Cadenza, they're just trying to hold off the inevitable here.
Yeah, again, because of the key item pickups on the Valentine and the Brody, the Genius One and the Maleficar, TNC are definitely in their power spike. So you see NXPE desperately trying to build those defensive items. Alpiza already has the Oracle. We saw earlier Sagito had to build the Radiant Armor as well to reduce the magic damage coming in. But then, what have you built against the Brody? This is just like the perfect storm right now for TNC. The stars have aligned for the Phoenixes that NXPE, they really just have to play this defensively. It's going to be hard for them to find that big turnaround. It's going to be a long hold and a long defense potentially for NXP to turn it around. Again, for TNC, all they need to do is just TNC things. Play this methodically, be calculated, go for the juggler, just like what you did in game number 1.
Yeah.
Bottom line, the biz. Just do the biz.
Do the biz.
And I think that is all it's going to need here, because I don't think NXPE has the items to actually contest.
Oh, wow. Where'd that come from? Off camera. A kill by MP the King onto Escalera.
Wow.
And they save their top lane inhibitor. Mid does get their shield pop, but a win is a win. They lose on the purple, but still, shutdown kill onto Escalera.
I hope we see a replay of that, because I did
What?
not. I think no one expected that even,
No.
especially Escalera.
Who the thunk? Cram here gets hit with the circling eagle. And the ejector goes for the vengeance, goes for the Cotter Inferno.
Wow.
He's surviving,
What?
and he's
What?
winning
What the
against
hell?
4 members of NXPE EVOS. Cram!
Cram, what the heck, man?
Oh my goodness, we just saw Cram God form right now.
I was like,
My
what?
Goodness.
Okay,
What?
we really need a replay of that. Let's go.
So there it is.
He's holding on for dear life.
And then just everything, all of it.
Oh,
The
man.
life steal. Look at the tick
Hurt
of the
this
life
guy.
steal, dude.
Hurt me more.
I want it. Oh, my gosh. Look at this guy.
Even Donut has to think like, yo, this is not a good idea. And then SD comes up like,
What? Cramps that dude in the group that goes, step on me, please. And he likes it and he thrives off of it.
what group?
What? The friend group.
Sure.
The friends.
30
Yeah.
seconds away from a Luminous Lord. TNC ahead by 6K. I mean,
And-
NXPE was working to shrink that lead, but I don't know.
I don't know, man. TNC's got a demigod on their side. I don't think they're gonna be in the driver's seat anytime soon.
Oh, man.
They have a deity,
Absolutely.
a sustained deity.
You know, in the Philippines, we have like 2 or 3 well-known crams. This is Cram God that we're seeing right now.
No, at this point, at this moment, he's the only cram that matters.
Yeah.
It really is.
Cram Prime.
Cram Supreme.
Cram Supreme.
You do that against NXPE EVOS, you do that against 4 members, and you do it against
Oh.
2 of their cores?
If NXP were able to take out Cram in that situation, we definitely could have said that they found the recipe to come back into this with pickoffs, because they were able to surprisingly pick off Escalera. It almost looked like they surprisingly picked off Cram, but they didn't. And
No.
I felt like that was a heat check moment for TNC. It's like, oh, NXP, you think you're finding your groove? Nah, not against this town. It's not against us.
They're looking for a comeback. They got a cram back.
Yeah, Cram. 8 out of 10.
Go Cram
8
back.
out of
Lovely.
10.
Go
Lovely.
Cram back.
Lovely. All right, so Luminous Lord goes over. The TNC, not a second wasted at the 13-minute mark. It's going to be marching through top lane. But there is a sneaky push, cheeky, by MP the King.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they need here. Again, you cannot beat out TNC in a straight-up fight. You take it to the streets. You take it to the sides. and you use the mobility of a Ling. Again, albeit a little bit nerfed, a little bit slowed down, but it still works in these scenarios.
Oh my goodness, this is a Luminous Lord. Let's see if NXPE can find the recipe to stop this and hold on yet again. Not impossible for NXPE to turn this around, but very difficult at this point.
Lord crashing into that top lane inhibitor. It goes down. SDZYZ wailing away at this mid lane inhibitor. Donut and the gang just miserably defending. Oh, but Sagitno goes for the Black Dragon form. Yeah, it's back by Escalera. Look at MP the King coming from an angle. Down goes Sagitno. The dragon is
the chase
squished, and there's a punish on the Yasuo. Down goes MP the King as well. Bending!
Oh my God!
Blast from the shadows. Condensa is popped. It's just El Piso and Donut left standing. Bottom lane inhibitor goes as well. Next Evos left in shambles. 1-for-3 trade. And they're still going.
TNC really want it.
They're
I
still
think
going.
This is it.
Cram and Benting's wailing away at this base. 2 sustain heroes plus SD as
Oh,
well.
the base is
El
alive.
Piso goes down. Cram as well, but it's too little, too late. TNC sweep. Next play Evos.
Did you see that? It was Ben Thing who
The hammer.
The hammer got the